Hey there, Vegas Nation. Your stadium crew here, Cassie Soto, Mick Akers, outside of the Allegiant Stadium, future home of the Las Vegas Raiders. Mick, lately we've been talking about everything regarding the stadium, all the glass, all the developments happening inside the stadium. But let's take a step outside and talk about what's going on around the stadium district, Mick.
Yeah, so once the stadium opens, the area around it's going to change pretty drastic. They're looking at how they're going to develop the area. Right now it's mainly industrial. So down the line, they're going to look at, hey, how are we going to improve this for people coming to the games, some of the residents. So they're looking at three scenarios. One, kind of leaving it industrial, adding a few bars and restaurants, nothing too crazy, a little bit more parking. A second scenario is adding entertainment districts, so a lot more bars, a lot more areas where people can have fun and enjoy the game, have some tailgating before and after, and then those who can't make it to the game, they can hang out and just be in the area and get the energy. And then finally, there's a third scenario they talked about where it's like a mixed use, having hotels, condos, park areas, a lot more drastic change. They're looking at all those three. None of those are final right now. They're kind of in the beginning stages of kind of developing this. They just opened up a public survey online where you can go and kind of give your own feedback, and they're looking to get as many comments as they can from anyone. So anybody that wants to go on there and check it out, the link will be posted in the story. Okay,
well, will electric scooters be on that survey there, Mick? Because you could see in this area for how far some people might have to walk that an electric scooter riding down on one of those birds or lifts, whatever company they decide to go with, might be helpful for everybody here. Yeah, part of that is transportation. So obviously it's a big district. They're going to a couple of square miles here. So one of the mentioning was in there was electric scooters. It's kind of hasn't been approved in Las Vegas yet anywhere, or the county. So it's been a pretty hot topic. A lot of cities that do have them, the people that live there don't like them because people just leave them wherever they want. It kind of becomes like a piece of trash. They call it. People throw them in the trash can. They don't like them so much. People, but tourists, they like them because they get around. It's a little add some fun to it, and as you mentioned, getting from point A to point B could add, take a little bit of the trek out. Right. Well, as far as those developments, all those scenarios that you talk about, how soon can we see development on that? Because this thing, if you look, it looks pretty close to being done. So as far as getting the area around it done, when can we expect that?
Well, they're still finalizing all the plans, so they're going to be doing this over the next few months. They're going to take it to a technical advisory committee, which is a smaller committee made up of some of the stakeholders in this area, some politicians, and some residents. And then from there, they go to the county commission, and that's a whole other couple series of meetings where they, nail it down and get the finalized stuff. And then they got to plan it all, then they zone it, and then they build it. So, it's not going to be anytime soon. It'll be in the next couple of years. It's not an immediate, task that they're looking at, but it'll be in the near future, but not in the short term.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what everybody comes here to see is the latest updates on the stadium. What can you tell us? Obviously, the cable net roofing was a big one. Any further updates on this thing?
We got some of the glass going up here. It's almost fully up behind us here. It's kind of in varying stages on each side of the building. You got this here where it's almost done. I-15 facing side where it's about 65-75% done, and then we got the west facing side where they just started. It's about 10% done around there. Cable net's still going up, scheduled to be done by Thanksgiving. They just about completed the precast stadia installation inside where they actually set the seats. So it's like the steps. It looks like the concrete steps. So from the last check, it looked like they were done. They just added the lower bowl. That's where they had to get that work done once they got the cable net up a little bit higher. Just to bring some cranes and some other stuff in there. So it's progressing rapidly. They spent $1.2 billion on it of the $2 billion budget so far. That was through October 31st. So it's kind of getting to the last nuts and bolts where they're going to start actually installing some of these finishing touches, and it's going to look like a little bit more like a stadium inside.
All right, Mick. Well, we can't wait for more updates. Thank you as always.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we will continue to bring you updates on Allegiant Stadium, everything you need to know about Allegiant Stadium and the Raiders at vegasnation.com. For Mick Akers, I'm Cassie Soto. Thanks for watching.